All right, folks, so listen, there's been a lot of just nonsense talk about EXP no longer cooperating, that we're not going to be paying out co-brokes, and that, agents can't bring buyers to EXP listings and they're not going to be compensated, any all that stuff. It's all garbage. That is not what that article was about, okay? Co-broking and cooperating are two different things. So what EXP is saying, listen, we're not going to co-broke, meaning that in a normal deal, right, in a traditional deal up to, August 17th, which is a couple weeks away, typically a brokerage could pay the co-brokerage, right? So if I have a listing, you have a buyer, and I negotiated the commission with my seller, and my seller then gives me a flat amount, a sum of money, and then from that money, me, EXP, will pay you, ABC Realty, whatever the co-broke is, right? What we're saying is we're no longer doing that. We are not going to pay the co-broke company directly. Why? Well, if you've been following the lawsuit, that's what the lawsuit's all about, is transparency. The issue that the Department of Justice has said, well, listen, how is it fair if you have one brokerage that represents one party paying out the other brokerage that's representing the other party in a negotiation? Doesn't make sense. To us, it's not clear, right? So we said, okay, no problem. We get that. We decided as a company that we're not going to do that. We're not going to pay. We're not going to take our money from the seller, and we're not going to share in our commission with you as a buyer's agent. So what does that mean for you? Well, as a buyer's agent, which really that doesn't matter, because the new rule, right, as a buyer's agent is that in order for you to be compensated in a transaction, you have to have a buyer compensation agreement with your buyer. That's it. So whatever you negotiate with your buyer is going to be your compensation. Now, how are you going to get compensated? Well, that agreement, your buyer is telling you that they consent to you putting in the offer your compensation, right? That's really what's going on there, is that your buyer's telling you, listen, in the offer, you can ask for the compensation from the seller. See if the seller's willing to pay you. If the seller doesn't pay you, then I come out of pocket, right? Or maybe we'll get a concession from the seller if the sellers want to pay you directly, and through my concessions, I can pay you directly. So yes, buyer agents are still going to get paid. It's just EXP is not cutting a check to ABC Realty, and that's how you're going to be compensated. Really what it means is on the HUD statement, on the closing disclosures, you will see that the seller will be paying us directly, and then the seller may be paying you directly as far as your brokerage, okay? That's it. You're still going to get paid, right? As long as you have the paperwork. So understand that. You need to have a buyer compensation agreement prior to showing the property. And if you want to get paid through the transaction, whether it's the seller or the transaction, you have to write it in the offer. Doesn't matter what the MLS is doing. All right, that's a whole nother thing as far as the MLS, and there'll be another video for that, okay? So understand, EXP, we will cooperate with anybody. Yes, we have a listing, bring them, right? We will cooperate with you. We will work with you to put this deal together. What we are not doing is paying you directly from brokerage to brokerage. That is it. You will have to submit a bill to either the seller or get it out of the transaction, and we can help you with that. All right, so just talk to us. We have paperwork that will help protect you with that as well, that you would submit with the offer, and it'll clarify. And the seller, if the seller's like, yeah, I will definitely do that, no problem, we'll get it in writing. It's all in the contract. You're all set. Okay, so we will cooperate. Any questions, anything else, reach out to me. Let me know. Drop a comment. And think about it, right? If you agree with the no brokerage to brokerage, let me know. If you think that we should be doing that, let me know too. I know it's confusing because on the NAR settlement, it says, hey, brokers can still pay other brokers. Yeah, it says that they can. But here's the problem, right? Because of the rules that NAR already had set up, well, guess what? We got sued and we lost. So I don't know. The writing on the wall suggests from the Department of Justice, they don't like the broker to broker, right? So we just eliminated that. And that's it. That's a broker's decision. Your brokerage can do whatever they want. And if there's future liability with that, well, then you deal with it with your brokerage, okay? But that's what we're doing. Any questions, reach out to me, comment, let me know. Happy selling, guys.